Welcome to Yvette's View, where we vibe high on good high vibrations. And today I just wanted to talk about three little words that I had to be reminded of to practice and also to utilize in my journey. And first word was control. Second word is to allow. The third word is to release. Now the control is fine if it's for oneself, not to be used outside of yourself. And I had to relearn that lesson just this week. Matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago. Take that back. A few weeks ago, I had to relearn the lesson of not trying to be in control of something I have no business trying to control in the first place, right? And it took me, I guess, a week after that to remember that I need to allow certain things to happen and flow. And I guess I thought, well, I have good intentions. My intentions are good, and I'm just trying to assist someone in their doing and in their mindset. That's not my job. All I can do is express my concern or express my feelings or express my thoughts and then allow that to be. But instead, I was trying to control something that was out of my control and having to really focus on myself again. I had to remind myself again, yes, family, I had to be reminded of that. And the release, that's when you get your lighter feeling and can stay in your high vibration of love. Because I will say, as far as I'm concerned, in my view, love is about allowing and releasing and not controlling. Because you can't control the other person. The only thing you can do is give of yourself, whatever that's going to be, and allow how that works out. And then if it doesn't work out the way you envision it, you have to release it. And even if it works out the way you want it to, you still have to release it. Because it's not for you to carry, I mean, love doesn't carry and hold on to anything and tense up and all of that good stuff. It just is. And so when I thought about the control for oneself can be advantageous for oneself, especially if you're going to control how many reps you're going to do so that you don't hurt yourself. That's for oneself. Or control how much you're going to eat on your plate. That's for oneself. And it tends to be, I'm going to say this, everything now that I keep talking about, it always keeps referring back to oneself. I do not have the time to try to control something outside of me that I wouldn't be able to control the outcome anyway. I can't control that person's mind. I can't control that person's thoughts. I can't control anything that has to do outside of me. That's the key. Anything outside of you, you cannot control. But anything that has to do with you individually is where you keep that control at. And I had to be reminded that it's not for me to control anyone else's outcome. But the fact that I can at least recognize certain thoughts and reel myself back in, like that thought is not going to be beneficial. That thought is not going to elevate you. But the awareness of the thought is always the best part for me. That's what I keep going back to, is that it is still about oneself. And every time I think that I need to be talking to someone else about something else, it's like it's my reflection that I'm seeing. I'm talking to myself first. And so when I saw or heard myself trying to control something outside of me, you have to allow things to happen the way they're supposed to happen. It's going to benefit you first when you take your hands off of something that you had no business doing in the first place. And I had to remember too, for myself, do I want somebody to tell me how to, or try to control me? I'm like, no, I don't. So why do I try to control someone else's, even if it's for their best good, even if it's under the best intentions? It's just not, your job to do. And for me to have to really recognize that and let that kind of sit with me, I had to allow those thoughts to come. I had to allow, my feelings to, get involved in all of that. But once I came to myself, I was like, okay, let's let that go. So for anyone else who's out there having issues with controlling things that are outside of you, just remember that it's something that's within you. Turn that control button from outside of you inward. And then allow whatever that is to happen, and then release it so that you can be free, so that you can be lighter, so that your world can be, wow. It can be that. It can be, oh, wow. You can stay on that high vibration of love. That means that you don't try to control anything outside of you. If you're having those issues with trying to control, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just kind of frankly speaking out right now that for me, trying to control something outside of me just does not flow with my world. So I was like, okay, let's let that go and let's allow. That has been more beneficial for me, because again, at the end of the day, it's still about oneself first. It's about you first. And the minute that, and I'm noticing that the minute I step outside of myself to try to control something outside of me is where I kind of can get off balance. So I had to kind of come to my own self and remember the only thing that I can control is me. And then I have to allow whatever I'm thinking about and whatever I'm doing, I have to allow that process to go and to happen. And then I can release it and let it go. And once I release it and let it go, oh my goodness, the lighter feeling. So that was something I had experienced, and so that's why I wanted to share it, because I felt so much lighter once I went through all three processes. And once I got to the releasing part, I did not realize, and that's, I guess, the main key too, I didn't even realize how heavy it was making me feel. I want to feel lighter. I want to feel like I'm flying all the time if possible. But I know I have to kind of come down on, come down in this earth and all that old good stuff. But mentally, I feel lighter. Mentally, I'm not carrying stuff that's going to worry me or make me overly concerned about something that I can't control. I'm lighter now that I have gone through that process and I had become aware again that that's what I was doing. But yeah, family, I just wanted to come on briefly, talk to you about what I was experiencing, and ask, hey, have you guys had that kind of experience as well? Have you practiced, you know, allowing and releasing in your own life? Put, let me know in the comments. I want to know. I want to interact with you if you have anything to add. Because for me, going through that process again, I felt like it took me up to another level, which I'm grateful for. Again, stand in that attitude of gratitude, stand on that love, high vibration is so important for me. And when I chose, that high vibration and that attitude of gratitude, it does not come without its challenges at times. So you just have to know how to navigate. And with that, that's where the control for oneself kind of happens as well. Because you'll have to control, oneself so that you can allow certain things to go on and process so that you can release it and move forward. So thanks again, family, for spending a little time with me, clicking on that button, and saying you wanted to spend a little time with your girl and hear what I had to say. And I just wanted to remind you again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that and don't forget to hit the word all so that you're notified anytime I post a video, and continue always to stay on that good high vibrations. Peace.